The hollow was old, really old. It sat on a hill overlooking the town. The house was empty. No one lived there. Not anymore. People said it was haunted. They told stories about the people who used to live there. They died in the house. They never left. Now their ghosts haunted the halls. The windows were boarded up. The paint was peeling. The yard was overgrown and dark. Something about the house felt wrong. It was like the house itself was watching you. No one dared to go near the hollow, except for Tom. Tom didn't believe in ghosts. He thought it was all silly. He thought people made up stories to scare each other. He wasn't afraid of the hollow. Tom was brave. At least he thought he was. He liked to do things that scared other people. He liked to prove them wrong. He thought he could prove the stories about the hollow were fake. One night, Tom's friends dared him. They dared him to spend the night in the hollow. They said he wouldn't last 5 minutes. They said he would be too scared. Tom laughed. "I'm not scared," he said. "I'll spend the whole night there, and I'll prove that there's nothing to be afraid of." Tom's friends grinned. They knew he would regret it. That night, Tom went to the hollow. He took a deep breath and opened the creaky gate. The gate moaned as if it was in pain. Tom ignored it. He walked up the long, winding path. The house loomed over him. It looked even creepier up close. Tom swallowed hard. He took a deep breath. He opened the front door. Section 5, Whispers in the Dark. The door creaked open. The air inside was cold and damp. It smelled like dust and decay. The only light came from the moon shining through the cracks in the boarded-up windows. Tom stepped inside. The floorboards groaned under his weight. He heard a noise. A whisper. He froze. He listened. The whisper came again. It sounded like someone was saying his name. Section 6. Footsteps in the hall. Tom took a step back. He wanted to leave, but he couldn't. He had to be brave. He had to prove his friends wrong. He took a deep breath and walked further into the house. He heard another noise, footsteps. They were coming from the hallway, heavy footsteps, like someone was walking towards him. Section 7. The Faceless Figure. Tom turned towards the hallway. He held his breath. He listened. The footsteps stopped. Tom waited. Then he saw it. A figure. Standing at the end of the hall. It was tall and dark, and it had no face. Tom's heart pounded in his chest. He wanted to scream, but no sound came out. He wanted to run, but his legs wouldn't move. He was paralyzed with fear. Section 8. Tom's disappearance. The faceless figure started walking towards him. It moved slowly, deliberately. Its footsteps echoed in the silent house. Tom closed his eyes. He couldn't watch. He couldn't breathe. He heard the figure getting closer. He felt a cold chill run down his spine. He opened his eyes. The figure was gone. Tom was alone, but he didn't feel alone. He felt like he was being watched by something evil. Tom didn't stay for the rest of the night. He ran out of the house and didn't stop running until he reached his own home. He never looked back. Tom was never seen again. Section 9. The Search Party. The next morning, Tom's friends went looking for him. They went to the hollow. They called his name, but there was no answer. They found his flashlight on the floor. It was still on, but Tom was gone. They searched the house. They searched the woods. They searched everywhere, but they couldn't find him. Section 10. The Photograph. Later that day, they found his camera. It was lying on the front porch. They developed the film. The last picture on the roll made their blood run cold. It was a picture of Tom, standing in the hallway, and standing behind him was the faceless figure. The hollow was still there, silent, watching, waiting.